Hey, good morning, family. Welcome back. A beautiful Friday. We made it. We made it to Nathan Ivey Show. A bit of a weekend review, but I want to talk about Kamala Harris and the politics of being black. If she ain't black, then we need to rethink how we define ourselves as black or African Americans in this country. The CPD released the body cam footage, but to me, it has problems. I'll talk about it. Big news coming to Avondale. That's a community here in the Cincinnati area. And the new study says that black women with natural hair are less likely to get an interview. All that and more coming up on the Nathan Ivey Show today. Please take a moment and share today's show, and we'll get started in less than 1 minute.
Listening to the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now let's get back to the flow.
All right, good morning, family. Welcome back. A beautiful Friday. We made it. Hope you're having plans for a great weekend. Many things to discuss today. Please take a second and share today's show. Your shares mean everything. When you share the show, more people see this show. I really appreciate it in advance. Also, if you are a YouTuber, well, I'm on YouTube. You can check out the new Nathan Ivey Show channel, and I'll be fleshing it out over the weekend as well. I plan on more content than just the morning show on that YouTube channel. But just take a minute and please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can get notified whenever I go live, whether it's an upload or a live stream. You'll always, or hopefully you'll always get a notification from my friends over at YouTube. Plus, help me hit a milestone. The first milestone is 1,000 subscribers, which will allow me to monetize that channel. Thank you in advance. Many things to discuss. I want to talk about Kamala Harris and the politics of being black. I was asked a question from a listener going back a couple days ago, and I promised that I would circle back around and spend some more time on that. I hear black people, smart, intelligent black people, there's a divide when it comes to Kamala Harris. I wanted to address it this morning. Plus, today's show on some levels will be a little bit of a weekend review. Good morning to you. Welcome back. Welcome to my home. This is my home studio. Nathan Ivey with you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Yes. Just take 1 minute, everybody, and please like and share today's show. Yeah, good morning to you. There it is. Good. Now let's get things started. I want to start the show off with some stories to start your morning. Of course, you got the call-in number there, 513-873-7134. It's a free call anywhere in the United States and in some parts of the entire globe. You can call in anywhere in the world. I'll take care of the bill. Again, 513-873-7134. This is the last honest place in America. Cincinnati's first daily digital morning show that focuses on the black community. We were here first. Good morning to you. Viva la Chapas. Shout out to my patrons. Good morning to you. Oh, okay. Good morning to you. Appreciate it. Some new listeners. Appreciate you. Some new YouTubers. I appreciate it. You can listen to the show and watch the show live on YouTube. You can leave comments. It'll come up on my screen, and I'll mix it into the flow as I do every single day. Man, it's been a hell of a week. It's been one hell of a week. There's so many things that I plan to talk about on a daily basis, and we just don't get to. But I've decided that today, perhaps I'll take some time to spend time on that and talk about also current events as well. So a lot of things going on. First, let's talk about something that is particular to Cincinnati, and that is Avondale. Have you heard the latest? Cincinnati City Council has earmarked about $500,000 so that it can go to help to pay for a grocery store in Avondale. Now, if you don't know about Avondale, there's a lot of black folks that live in Avondale, and there's a lot of focus on Avondale. To me personally, rather than focusing on making millionaires and billionaires even richer, right? The real gauge of Cincinnati is how we help those who, are maybe low income or weren't born with silver spoons in their mouth. And Avondale has been in desperate need of a grocery store. You ever heard the term food desert? I'm sure you have. Very smart, intelligent people that listen to the show, right? You've heard it before. That's the idea that you have neighborhoods in which there are no readily accessible options so that the people in those neighborhoods can get fresh fruits and vegetables, which would contribute to the healthy lifestyle that they live, which would contribute to their ability to live a long and productive life. So I'm very happy to hear that City Council has earmarked $500,000 for this new grocery store. And there's a lot of quotes in here from Sandra Jones Mitchell. Shout out to Sandra. We all know her. President of the Avondale Community Council. And, I don't know if there's any studies that have been done about the impact of this. To me, this is a no-brainer. This should be taken care of. But I would say that Avondale needs a lot more love after that. But I'm glad to hear that. The new grocery store will be 6,000 square feet. And the owners are going to be Tanel and Chanel Bryant, who already run the Country Meat Company in Findlay Market. And Sandra Jones Mitchell says the grocery store will make a huge difference in Avondale. And I think it will. The new store is expected to open in spring of 2021. So less than a year from now. And apparently it still needs another vote from City Council. But it looks like they have a super majority. So good things are coming to Avondale. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And hopefully they'll have some good, healthy options like organic options in that grocery store. Because you may not know it, but there's different types of groceries. There's different types of food. Not all food is the same. Some food is healthier than others. And you ever heard of the Dirty Dozen? Every single year, there's an organization that puts out a list of the so-called cleanest dozen and the dirty dozen. And these are the foods that have been found through testing to have the most and the least pesticides in the food. So I'm happy to get in the grocery store. But again, not all food is the same. That's the reason why you have a Whole Foods. Okay? Not all food is the same. Not all vegetables are the same. Not all fruits are the same. Anybody doesn't know that, you don't know what you're talking about. Straight up, I'm telling you. Not all eggs are the same. You think you've been buying healthy eggs all your whole life. Not all eggs are the same. Will this grocery store have organic food or items and choices? Because that's what's necessary. Yeah, it costs a little bit more, but it's healthier in the long run. I think it costs you less in terms of going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Not all food is the same. It is not the same. Not all meats are the same. Not all anything is the same. It's not the same, but having healthy options as opposed to not having healthier options in your neighborhood that you can get to within 5 minutes, 10 minutes you can walk to, that makes all the difference. But I'm here to tell you, not all food is the same. There's some stuff out there that I'll never eat again, that I used to eat every day. But some stuff out there I won't eat. There's certain eggs I will never eat. It'd have to be like the apocalypse for me to eat it. As long as I got some money in my pocket, I'm getting the healthier versions. I'm just telling you. There's people out there every day that think they're eating healthy when they're eating eggs. You're not. You're eating trash. You don't even know it. So I'm happy to hear that they have a grocery store coming, but I'm curious to see what the options will be inside of the grocery store. Just telling you. Let's move on. The body cam footage has been released of the incident in which a Cincinnati police officer accidentally shot a citizen. I don't care if the citizen, they suspected him of committing a crime or not. A police officer, a Cincinnati police officer, accidentally shot a citizen. This is the second similar occurrence within the summer. And what's up with the CPD? How do you accidentally shoot somebody in the back? I don't get it. But things happen. I watched the body cam, and the body cam footage that I saw, and maybe there's several versions out there, but the one that I saw that's being put in the media, it didn't even show the incident. It showed the aftermath of the incident when the police were like being really nice. Oh, stay with us. Stay with us. I'm like, where's the shooting? Where's the Keystone Cop moment? Oh, that's the reason why they shot this video. They threw this video out here so quick, is because it shows officers responding in a very empathetic and sympathetic way. That's what I think. But call me cynical. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the Keystone Cop moment. I want to see how this all happened. And, you know, this whole body cam thing, in my opinion, the body cam should be uploaded automatically on a regular basis to a database that is accessible to the public. All the body cam. And don't hit me with this, oh, if there's 1,000, man, we can put people on the moon. We can drill damn near to the center of the earth. Not really, but you know what I'm trying to say. We can put submarines on the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Or we can find a way to put this body cam up in a public way so that the public can go through it and ascertain for ourselves. All this waiting for them to release it is hogwash to me. It's part of the problem. We need to rethink that relationship with body cam. And we own it. It's our body cam. We're the taxpayers. I'm sick and tired of waiting for it to be released. It should automatically be released. There should be a database where I can go to right now and search through the body cam of all the officers from all time. That is doable. It is not impossible. You know what I'm saying? If we got shot spotter technology that can triangulate where somebody fired a weapon, then we can create a website that's got a database and a file system that the public can go through and ascertain for themselves. I'm not going to do it, but there are people out there. I got things going on. There are people out there that if that database existed, there are people out there that would dedicate their lives going through it and just making sure and double checking and offering a true checks and balances when it comes to our police force. None of this, we're going to decide and we might review it. That's so pre-George Floyd to me. If we do the same old things, we'll get the same old results. We need something new when it comes to, how the public gets access to this body cam. And I want to see all the body cam, not just the body cam footage of incidents that you want me to see. I want to see all of it. It's ours. We pay for it. Can I get an amen on that? 513-873-7134. Black women with natural hair less likely to get a job. Natural hairstyles such as curly afros, twists, and braids are seen as unprofessional. Now, the wifey rocks a natural, and so does my daughter. Sometimes they'll put braids in there, but I like it better when there's no braids and it's natural. To me, natural means it's your hair. There's no additives. There's no preservatives. There's no coloring. It's just your hair. You know what I'm saying? But okay, braids are natural. Okay, great. I don't think so, but whatever it is, it's my male brain. And I was just complimenting Medium Buddha just yesterday at dinner. She's learning, she's a teenager now, so she does her own hair. And she's tight with it. She comes down to dinner. I'm like, what? Okay. She got the two little twists here and everything's up, looking like a little princess. I love it. I love the natural twists when the black women be curly in the afros. I love it. I'm here for all of that. It looks like a crown to me. It looks like a natural crown. And white women wish they could do that with their hair. They do. White women wish they could do that with their hair. They look at you sisters like, mine is straight. It's true. Some of them anyway. I'm all about the naturals. I like the kinkiness of it. I like the afros. I like the inventive ways I see sisters doing. I'm all about it. I ain't with no wigs. You got to wear a wig. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I'm just telling you my own personal preference as a man. As a man. But according to researchers from Duke University's Fuqua School of Business, black women who rock natural hairstyles are less likely to land job interviews compared to black and white women who rock straight hair. Really, we still doing this? That's still a thing? So I guess, you put your resume in, or you put your Vita in, or you put your bid in, you put your LinkedIn profile or your Facebook profile. Prospective employees or human resource people, they go back to your LinkedIn profile and see your hair. They're like, I don't think she's going to fit. Have you ever had that experience? Have you ever had the experience where you knew you were qualified and you sit down with these folks or you interview with them and you feel like they ain't feeling you? Not because of anything you said, but just because of the aura that you give out. You might give off a black aura or a very ethnic aura. We're going to talk about blackness in a second. You know what I'm saying? You ever had that? Ladies, have you ever felt it because you didn't get a call back, or maybe you went to an interview and they're kind of looking at you like, she's one of those. You're going to come in here with your Black Lives Matter face mask on. No. Participants in the study said that they view black hair as less professional. What's that all about? Yeah, we still doing that? We're still doing that? Something to think about this morning. 513-873-7134. I don't think nothing about it. Hair? I don't give a damn if you don't have any hair. If I'm looking to fill a role, I'm looking at your qualifications. Now, your personality in the interview will matter. You know what I'm saying? If the energy is off, the energy is off. But hair? The hell? That's all some of them racism. Racism. That's all it is. Call it what it is. Let's talk about Kamala Harris. I've been reading Facebook posts from some of my friends and listeners, and there is a schism. It's not a wide schism, but there's an element of black folks out there that are not feeling Kamala Harris. And I've heard her blackness being called into question. Just 2 days ago, we had a listener that called in and she asked me to tell her why Kamala Harris is black. And it kind of struck me as odd. Like off the dome, my response to it was kind of like, the larger question is, should any of us be calling ourselves black? Or by doing so, are we playing into the pigmentocracy that white folks set up about us on this continent? I mean, there's a lot of smart, intelligent people out there that say we ain't black. I would say, let me throw this out here. If Kamala Harris ain't black, then ain't nobody black in this country. You agree or disagree with that? 513-873-7134. If she ain't black, then we ain't black. When white folks look at Kamala Harris, they see a non-white person, period. And that's the crux of why we use the term black today. I use it. Maybe many of you use it. We using it because almost like the N-word, we want to flip it. Oh, y'all wanted to use it as a pejorative? Oh, black excellence. That's why we use it. It's not specific to any geography or history or continent. It's just a color. And like I told you, some very smart people out there and intellectuals who study these kind of things who say that we need to correct ourselves on that. So this conversation about Kamala Harris, I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? If the conversation is being used to hold her accountable, I'm cool with it. If it's just belly aching and because she ain't our first choice, so what? I'll say it again. If Kamala Harris ain't black, then there is no black people in America. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? 513-873-7134. That's my line in the stand I'm saying I'm taking this morning. Do you agree or disagree with that? Good morning to you. It's real simple. It's real simple. Oh, she didn't grow up in the ghetto. She didn't grow up in Ivandale. I don't want to hear all of that nonsense. Now, her record, open for review, as any politician. You know, the best indicator of future behavior is what? Past behavior. So that's all valid. But this conversation about her blackness is very interesting to me. You might agree or disagree. I'll say it again. If Kamala Harris ain't black, then there is no black people in this country. Period. Period. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? I would love to hear your thoughts this morning. All right, let me jump straight into the chop shop and say good morning to the people that hold me down. Let's start with Pat. Pat writes, good morning. Good morning to you, Pat. Let me give me some chopper music, please. There it is. Yes, there it is. Good. Miss D writes, greetings. Brenda writes, happy Friday. Tracy writes, hi. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Ray writes, grand risings all. Buckeye Alicia writes, happy Friday from the Gym City. Hey, good morning to you. Let me push this over a little bit. Angela's in the house. She writes, salutations. TGIF Nakers. Good morning to you. Angela is hilarious. You know what? COVID-19, we still in the red. I'll tell you which counties in Ohio are still in the red. Is Hamilton County still in the red? And there were some interesting things that happened with the big governor press conference yesterday as it relates to the black community. I want to report out to you. If you live in the state of Ohio, it's important to you. You'll care about that. I'll share it with you this morning. Mason Marler, hey, listen, man, condolences to you, brother. Condolences to Mason Marler and his family. As I understand, he recently lost somebody very close to him. And that is, I ain't gonna get into it. I'm a very emotional man. I'm not going to go down that road. I don't want to tear up, but I'm just telling you, I know that pain, brother, and I'm sending you positive, powerful vibrations this morning. He writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. I just want to say thank you to all the Choppers for their thoughts, prayers, and support. I truly appreciate the love. Hashtag Team and I. You got it, brother. That's serious right there. Losing somebody close to you, family member, parent. Man, I don't want to go there. Y'all don't deserve me's in the house. What's up, man? He writes, I'm only here so I don't get fined. And the children, of course, as you know, hashtag alt middle is for the children. Dude still talking about grown men genitalias. I'm disgusted. You might cuss at your phone today. Okay, good to see you. Tracy writes, it's Friday. Just wondering who woke up the press since the Senate took off for summer recess. Not giving a damn about how you're going to get through August and September. Maybe you have no food, utilities in a disconnect status. Kids need school supplies. Rent is due. Yeah, I'd be depressed too. She's still on that, huh? She ain't gonna let that go. She ain't gonna let it go. I stand by what I said, Tracy. I don't want to hear no nonsense from no grown black men in these days and times talking about you depressed because you can't go to the movie theater. I read this morning that, or really read it yesterday morning, that AMC theaters are only going to be 15 cents per movie when they open up. So all you folks that's depressed because you can't go to the movie theater, you can't sit in the movie theater, it's only going to be 15 cents. So your depression will be over with soon. I ain't got no time or toleration for that weak nonsense. If you depressed, go start a new business, create a new business revenue. Go work out. I'm talking to black men. Stop it. Knock it off. Meanwhile, Mason Marler's dealing with some real heavy issues. You got these grown black men here whining. I just been in the house for 6 months. Knock it off. I don't have no toleration for it. No tolerance. CJ writes, good morning, everyone. Angela writes, 100% hashtag facts. At Tracy, I was pissed. No COVID-19 cash. That's right. They don't care because he's a millionaire in the Senate. Multi-millionaires talking about $600, squabbling over $1,000. And that's because they want you to be a worker bee. They want you to get out there and go back to work for their donors. to save the businesses of their donors. That's all it is. Jared writes, good morning, hashtag Team and I. Tracy writes, it's about to get real. Angela writes, it's going to be shaky it's going to be a shaky 3 weeks. Yeah, I agree with all of that. Brian's in the house. He writes, morning. Pam writes, good morning, all. Prayers and condolences to Brother Glenn. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tracy writes, fortunately, Duke is not getting disconnected. Sidebar real quick. Shout out to CPS and what they're trying to do to support, families that don't have, access to Wi-Fi and internet already. Because if you don't know, then school's about to start, next week? And you're going to, the next couple of weeks. And all the grade levels are going to start with digital learning. And to accommodate that plan, CPS, they decided that they were going to help in a very positive way. I think they were right to do so. And that is they teamed up with Cincinnati Bell to offer free Wi-Fi or free internet services.
Daddy, we just saw a baby bunny rabbit.
A baby bunny rabbit? Where at?
Come here.
Well, I can't come. I'm on the air, bud.
It's outside. It's
In the backyard? Wow.
It's really cute.
Oh, it's really cute. Say good morning real quick, man.
Good morning, everybody.
You got to look right there.
Good morning, everybody. We found a baby bunny rabbit.
They found a baby bunny rabbit. Look at our head. Looks the same. Kiss. Love you. Have a good day. Be strong. Be smart. I mean, am I blessed or what? Come on, man. I got that kind of cuteness in my life. But as I was saying, it's really about the children. Shout out to CPS for teaming up with Cincinnati Bell to offer access to the internet. But there is a question, though, what if you have multiple children in one household that attend CPS schools? Does that mean that you're going to get multiple internet accesses? Let's say you got 3 or 4 kids. Is it going to be 3 or 4, Wi-Fi signals? Is it going to just be one? If you got 3 or 4 kids in the house who are all on the Wi-Fi at the same time using the same Wi-Fi signal, is that going to slow things down to the point where none of the children will be able to properly, get the instruction that they need? As I understand it, it's one hookup per family. And that's cool. If you only got one child, that's cool. Perhaps maybe if you have 2 children, right? But what if you have multiple children and the expectation is that all of those children, all of those students are going to be online at the same time? Is one free Cincinnati Bell Wi-Fi / internet hookup going to be sufficient so that they can stream naturally with no hiccups and no problems? It's something to think about. Now, maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe if you got multiple children in one household, then you're able to have multiple hookups from Cincinnati Bell. But as I understand it, it's one per family. And again, that's cool if you only got 1 child or maybe 2 kids. But if you get to 3, 4 kids, 5 children, 4 children, right, in one house, and the expectation is for the first 5 weeks and perhaps longer than that, that they're going to be on the Wi-Fi and or the streaming, internet services provided by CPS and Cincinnati Bell. Is it going to offer enough bandwidth to allow all of those children, all of those students to be online, right, and to stream smoothly, right? Because I'm in that streaming world. I know all about it. To stream smoothly so they can access the learning that they're going to be required to actually do. So maybe you got the answer to that. It's just something that came out within the last 24 hours. I wanted to put it out there. Let's move on. So Tracy writes, a grocery store that is 6K square feet is another Save-A-Lot or Aldi. Haven't been to Save-A-Lot in a while. I've been to Aldi. I do shop at Aldi. Aldi they do have it. They don't have the same, as I look at food differently now, and now I know what I'm looking for and know what to look at in terms of ingredients. They don't offer the same options that, let's say, a Kroger and most certainly not a Whole Food store does. I'm just telling you again, it's great that Avondale is getting, I'm just giving people something to think about. It's great that Avondale's getting a grocery store, but not all grocery stores offer the same thing and not all food's the same. Some of that is trash food that's going to make you sicker. Some of what you're eating on a daily basis that you buy from your grocery store is trash. You just don't know no better. I didn't know any better. That's how I'm telling you. I'm in the same boat. You picking up stuff every day you've been eating for 10 years. You think it is healthy. It is trash. And you just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? It's straight trash. You shouldn't be eating that crap, but you don't know. Right? So that's part of it as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way this country works. When you got the money, you can live the lifestyle. When you got the money, you can afford to go to Whole Foods. You can afford to, have a yearly subscription to something called Thrive Market. You ever heard of Thrive Market? Man, these are people that can afford to have healthy food dropped off at the door on a monthly basis. The healthiest ingredients, the best meats, the best eggs, the best dairy. And when I say best, I mean cleaner ingredients. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all the same. Some of that stuff, trash. You shouldn't be eating. It's going to make you sicker. It's going to mess with your body. It's going to mess up your liver. It's going to mess up with your kids' brain development. We just don't know. So what are the types of foods? That's the next question that are going to be in this grocery store in Avondale. Because you can have a grocery store and it still be a food desert in terms of it being a food desert for higher quality foods. I'm going to say it again. Not all food is the same. It's not all the same. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying to you or they're ignorant. Listen to your boy. I'm telling you what I know. It ain't all the same. Not all vegetables are the same. Some of that trash, don't eat it. Not all meat is the same. Some of that trash, don't eat it. The cheaper it is, you probably don't want to eat that crap. But we don't know this. These are the kind of things that are not taught in the black community. We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Who teaches you this? Unless your parents are like in that lifestyle and have done that kind of work and they're leading those kind of healthy lifestyles, whether it be vegan or whatever. There's a difference between organic and non-organic. I mean, are black children being taught about GMO? Hell no, they not. Unless their parents are already hip to the game and are eating and leading those healthy lifestyles. So I'm just saying, I ain't criticizing it. I think it's wonderful. But the next step is, once we get to grocery store in Avondale, what types of foods are going to be in there? You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be a step above the pony keg, a step above the gas station food. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the difference? Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Good morning to you. Pam writes, Avondale used to have an Aldi. They took that out years ago. Wasn't the best, but it was something. Pam knows what she's talking about. Wasn't the best. There is a difference, family. There's a difference. Would I take any grocery store over no grocery store? I think I would. Depending on what's in it. But there's a difference. There's a reason why you go over to Whole Food over there, the parking lot is filled. There's a reason why there's a market for that. Because it's cleaner, healthier. Food is what heals you, not medicine. It's the food and working out, de-stressing. Pam writes, good point, Nate. All the preservatives, GMOs, and crap actually makes us hungrier. Access to quality food is a must. Exactly. Avondale and Avondale residents not only need a resolve of the food desert, but they need access to quality food, not trash food. They need access to quality food, not trash food. You know what I'm saying? It's going to trash your energy reserves. It's going to trash your liver. It's going to trash your brain development. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Might as well just keep on eating Grippos. I recommend you rethink sparingly, folks. If you love your Grippos, sparingly. Tracy writes, Pam, we got to stop selling for something. Cincinnati is used to appeasing Avondale. They need to step their game up. Well, again, I'm going to hope for the best. And we'll see what happens with the new grocery store in Avondale. But like Pam said, access to quality food is a must. I'm going to tell you, family, there's some things I just won't even eat. There's some food I'd rather go hungry, literally. I'm fasting before I eat some of this trash. It's just bad quality. I might as well just stack my chips and get the better quality food than spend money on trash, low quality food. Low quality food is tantamount to a food desert. It's the same thing. It's a high quality food desert. See, that's that next level of it. So I'm just want you to think outside the box and not just go with the headlines. Aldi is a hot on Ridge. Visited for the first time this week. It makes Forest Park Aldi look like somebody's dusty playground. Okay. Angela writes, folks could have had their thinking caps on. A grocery is still 12 to 8 months out if they build one. How do you handle the interim? The pop-up markets are another option. Yes, they are. Angela writes, yeah, Ridge Aldi is on point. I can get vegan eats there. Ridge Aldi. Have I been to the Ridge Aldi? Yeah, I think I have. Yeah, I have. Tracy writes, Brenda writes, I shop at the Aldi in Fairfield. Love it. Now, I've been to Aldi, and like I said, we shop there. There's some things we get there. They do have organic choices. I was just there. We were there, 2-3 weeks ago, kind of picking through, just kind of looking at ingredients. I mean, what we end up doing is going to multiple places. We get this from that and this from that and this from that and this and that, looking for the best bargains, but the highest quality food at a bargain. Isn't that what you do? That's what most people do, right? So I shop everywhere. I do a little bit of Whole Foods. I do a little bit of your Kroger. I do a little bit of your Farmer's Market. I do a little bit of Aldi. And we just try to put it all together. We kind of figured out where we buy what based on the cost. Some of that stuff is Whole Food. It's through the roof. It's through the roof. You go to another grocery store, the same item is like $2 less. Man, we ain't got no time for that. I need my $2. You feel me on that? You stack that up months on months, man, please. I need all of mine. Every bit. My sister lives near there. Tracy is nice, but the one in Evendale on Reading is high quality. Sad that based on the area, it can be subpar. Ray writes, OMG, in 2020, can we get off the hair that comes from the scalp? I feel the same way, family. I can't believe that in 2020, mofos still running around here judging black women by their hair. It's just jealous. That's all. They jealous of you sisters. They're jealous of you queens. That's all it is. Black women can be so creative with their hair. I'm all about the naturals. I loves it. Give me a black woman with natural hair any day or no hair rather than some fake ish any day of the week. I'd rather you be bald than put the fake ish in your hair. That's just me personally. That's my personal man preference because bald is natural. That's your natural scalp. I'm here for all of it. Anyone out there making decisions on hiring based upon hair needs to be fired immediately. You got the wrong HR manager. You got the wrong directors. You got the wrong VPs if they're making decisions on that. Because if they're making bad decisions in terms of that, then they got to be making bad decisions on a daily basis in terms of running the business or whatever their, perspective prerogative is. But listen, I'm way over on time. I got to take a break, family. All right, the first break for the morning. Think about what I put out there so far and react. Tell me what you think. 513-873-7134. This is the last honest place in Cincinnati media, and we'll be right back.
Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent.
Blank Business Report. I'm Donna Wilson. Business barriers exist for black women. If women have it hard in corporate America, black women have it the hardest. And it will be even more difficult for them to overcome systemic barriers to advancement in a pandemic, so says Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg. A report by her nonprofit organization Lean In finds black women are much less likely to be promoted to senior leadership roles and have fewer interaction with senior managers than their white counterparts. She adds, in a world dealing with the spread of COVID-19, where much of the work is remote, there's even a greater chance that black women won't have access to informal interaction that's critical to climbing the corporate ladder. The Lean In report finds 60% of black women have never had informal interactions with senior leaders at their companies. That's your Bloomberg Black Business Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
Are you interested in medical coding, but not sure where to start? and scared of wasting time and resources? Let me help you with the right steps to become a certified, marketable medical coder. Learn more at bit.ly/5stepscoder.
This is Zoe Wesson. There are a few times in life to make history. Hamilton County was founded 230 years ago, but has never elected a black county treasurer. It's time for change. Elect a proven, trusted, experienced candidate for Hamilton County Treasurer, Charlie Winburn. We know Charlie, and he knows us. Charlie Winburn was the former chairman of the Jobs and Growth Committee on Cincinnati City Council under the Honorable Democrat Mayor Mark Mallory. Winburn led the fight to keep 2,000 U.S. postal jobs in Cincinnati. He also fought for wage increases for thousands of city employees, especially our sanitation workers. Charlie Winburn will safeguard more than $1.4 billion in real estate taxes and will increase new home ownership and new jobs. On Tuesday, November 3rd, vote Charlie Winburn for Hamilton County Treasurer. Let's make history together.
I am Charlie Winburn, and I'm asking you for your vote, paid for by friends of Charlie Winburn.
This is Zoe Wesson. What side of history do you want to be on? The right side, or one where black people continue to be underrepresented in Hamilton County? Now's your chance to end 230 years of exclusion. In Charlie Winburn, we have a man that's received the Cincinnati NAACP President's Award, who fought on the Ohio Civil Rights Commission for 6 years, who received the Baptist Ministers Conference Community Service Award. Charlie Winburn has received the Southern Christian Leadership Conference Award and was honored by WDBZ The Buzz as Pastor of the Month. We know Charlie Winburn, and he knows us. He's the right man to put us on the right side of history. On Tuesday, November 3rd, vote for Charlie Winburn for Hamilton County Treasurer.
I am Charlie Winburn, and I'm asking you for your vote on Tuesday, November the 3rd, paid for by friends of Charlie Winburn.
You're listening to the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now let's get back to the flow.
All right, good morning, everyone. I want to take your phone calls as we continue the conversation this morning at 513-873-7134. There it is. Welcome, family. Welcome back to my home studio. This is where I do what I do on a regular basis. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful Friday. We made it. And as always, I want to be your agent provocateur. We're talking about numerous things, including Kamala Harris. There's a debate out there about whether she's black enough, is Jamaican black. And I think in terms of the larger conversation, I'll put it this way. If Kamala Harris ain't black, then there are no black people in this country, period. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? I'm drawing a line in the sand on that one, family. How do you feel about it? Again, 513-873-7134. The CPD released a body cam footage of an accidental shooting where a Cincinnati police officer accidentally shot a man in the back. How did that happen? Then the black police chief comes out and says it's not appropriate. It's probably not appropriate. What's up with the soft language? And now apparently there's going to be some investigations. The Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, which is so law enforcement friendly, I don't think they're going to do anything. If they do, it'll be a slap in the wrist. Should this officer be criminally charged? Is there a charge that you think is appropriate for an officer that accidentally shoots a citizen? Because that's what the brother was. They suspected him of dealing drugs. He probably wasn't no big time dope dealer. They killed me, run around getting these low level, street level dope dealers who, if you looked at, and again, I'm speculating here because I don't know the details about this brother and his lifestyle, but I'm just saying there's victims of the drug war that we never talk about. You know what I'm saying? Some of these dope dealers are caught up in Americana just like the dope addicts are. They get addicted to that fast money in an economy that left people like them behind, that isolated them, took out all the hope, and then you import all the dope. Come on now. We got a society that tells us that it's all about bling, bling, bling and flashy cars. You got black women calling you a scrub. riding on the passenger side of your best friend's ride. Well, these brothers want to start slinging that dope so they can get the car and be behind the driver's side. So, I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot of victims to this culture that we don't ever talk about. And as I understand it, this man had not gone to trial. It was just an arrest, accidentally shot in the back. I watched the video, and in the video, I mean, it didn't show the Keystone Cop moment. It didn't show like the moment in which the accident actually happened. At least I didn't see it. If this video is out there, please share with me. I'll play it this morning. But what it showed is the aftermath where the officers are showing sympathy. Stay with me. Oh, stay with me. We accidentally shot you and we care so much. If you care, then make sure you got your issue order so you don't accidentally shoot citizens. I'm sorry. I mean, zero tolerance with the nonsense. You know, it's always zero tolerance with us. Well, zero tolerance with the so-called professionals. You're a professional. You are a professional. You got CPD, that's Cincinnati Police Department sergeants, accidentally, you know, loading up live rounds when they think it's a beanbag round. I don't get it. And see, as I understand it, with this circumstance that happened this past week, the latest circumstance over in Coleraine is that the brother had already been tased. And so was the officer about to tase him again? I'm like, damn, how many times you gonna tase one man? You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, it's all good until somebody gets killed and then the lid blows off the top of the city. We've gone through this. I'm going to say it again. It's all good. Oh, close call. But when somebody gets killed by law enforcement in these days and times and people hit the streets, you're going to have law enforcement and local officials talking about protect the property. Well, if you want to protect the property, get your ish together, B. Get it together. There's some mistakes we can't tolerate. We can't tolerate those kind of mistakes right now. That's not what time it is. That's not what time it is. You don't get to make them kind of mistakes without huge consequences when you got that uniform on. It's bigger than you. Tell me I'm wrong. It's bigger than you. And then when the ish hit the fan, you're going to have weak ass politicians like John Cranley and David Mann talking about, oh, the mob. Oh, the mob. Well, if you don't want people to mob up and go downtown and tear ish up, then stop with the accidents. And miss me with the, accidents happen, Nate. I know that. But Keystone Cop accidents, you know, from trained professionals, that's a problem. Again, it's all good because a narrow miss. As I understand it, the brother hasn't died. It's just these narrow misses, these close calls. It's all good. It's all just a training exercise until somebody gets killed. And then there's a real problem. Then you want to put rollers on major intersections in the city to quell the unrest. Well, if you want to quell the unrest, get your ish together, Cincinnati Police Department. Simple as that. Get it together or get off the force. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine me or you accidentally shooting a police officer like you made a mistake? Man, Joe Dieters would make an example out of you during an election year. Don't nobody want to hear no mistakes. Well, I feel the same way when there's men and women with the uniform on. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear it. You don't get to call yourself a professional and then you want to question people who are not professionals when they have an opinion about how you do your job. But then some of you not acting like professionals when you own a job. You can't have it both ways. You can't. And I'll say it again. Grown folks know this. There's some mistakes that cost you. You know what I'm saying? When you make a mistake and you're dealing with the government, that's your ass. And you should have got down here early. Oh, I missed my bus. I'm sorry. I'm late for court. They don't want to hear that down there. Oh, the bus broke down. You should have took the bus before that to make sure you're here and sit outside for an hour. I mean, judges will tell you that. They don't want to hear that nonsense. Oh, you got laid off and now you can't make your child support payments? You better go out there and pick up some cans. Make it happen, Captain. But when they make a mistake, those that represent the government, it was a mistake. Things happen. Show some compassion. We'll do better next time. I don't want to hear all of that. Get it together. You know what I'm saying? Either you professional or you not. As simple as that. You cannot be both. Can't be both. I'm sorry. As I said, taking your phone calls this morning, I got John from Florida on the line. Let's see what's on John's mind. Let's go straight to the line here. Hey, good morning, John. Good morning, and what's going on?
Good morning, Mr. Nathan Ivey, and the good people of Cincinnati, as well as the good people around the world, and yes, those choppers. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let me see if I can boost your audio, man, because you sound like you're calling me from Doctor Who's telephone booth with no line or anything. You still there, John?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit better, brother. Go right ahead.
Okay. All right, Ed, let's get it going. You said so many good things this morning, and I can add to the piece of pie that you already added to. You must agree with me that this country is on the verge of a revolution. I think we're moving in that direction and moving fast, and I welcome it, too.
Can y'all hear John? Let me know if you can hear John. Sorry, John. I don't mean to cut you off at all, brother, but I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
So if I can barely hear you, I can only surmise that the audience can barely hear you as well. Is there any way you can boost your audio and talk a little louder?
I don't know if I can boost my audio, but I'll try.
Okay.
I don't want to scream in my room here, but I'll try to talk up or bounce up as much as possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. I think this country is on the verge of a revolution. I'll say it again. This country is on the verge of a revolution. We're seeing it playing out right before our eyes. And I'll give you some examples really quick. 167,000 people that died with this virus and 5.2 million people. Well, both of those statistics are rough figures of estimate figures that people that contacted indicated they have the virus. You might as well double or possibly triple those numbers. It's out of control. And now as we look around and see the politicians, you know, I don't need to turn on my TV last night and listen to these politicians feel, oh, it's time to go on vacation. We're not going to pass this a bill to make sure people get proper money in their hands so they can keep the lights going in their house or they don't get foreclosed on the mortgage. Are they out of their minds? People should be up this morning screaming, telling these rats in the Congress and the Senate, you're not going no place. You stay your butt there. We pay the bill to put you guys to work. You stay your butt there until you get this bill done. You created this mess. If not, we're going to finish it. Oh, yeah, we're on the verge of a revolution. You know, Russia is enjoying this stuff. They love it. Russia is thieving at the lips. They're just watering. Divide and conquer. Lincoln mentioned it. Yes, we're on the verge of a revolution. How dare these rats? I got to sit and turn on my TV, and these guys leave last night in the middle of the night. The snakes that they are is running out of Washington so fast. Oh, we're on vacation, and we're not coming back to what? Did they say Labor Day? When is that, Mr. Nathan Ivey? Labor Day?
Yeah.
These guys are gone for what? What is it, 3-4 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
They're gone?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And we're paying the bill for these rats?
Would it be better if the Democrats and Republicans settle on a bad deal just to get some kind of money out, or would you prefer for them to wait for a better deal?
The bottom line is the people run this country, not the Republicans, not the Democrats, not the Supreme Court, not the Genghis Khan that sits in the White House, the Caesar, the devil in disguise, the Hitler. He thinks he's king for life. He's going to stay in there. You know, I'm glad the protesters are out there. That puts pressure on the system. And they're saying, these young kids, as they look around America and say, you people have ruined this country for us. You ruined our future. We can't even go to school no more. You know, people should be screaming loud and clear, get your butts back into Washington and fix this thing. Pass this bill. If you don't, if not, then get the heck out. Get out, all of you. But no, as Malcolm X used to say, the people are like sheep led to slaughter. They don't care. It's almost like they want to be led like Malcolm was right. Sheep led to slaughter. Unbelievable. A virus that can kill you. And people sit there and take the mess. Didn't you wonder why John from Princeton, a.k.a. Zorro, doesn't want to vote for a corrupt system? You see what's coming down the pipeline, Nathan. I know you don't want to hear it. This rat is now going to tell the commissioner of the voting system, the guy that controls the mail, slow the mail down. That's the only way I can probably get in. If I slow it down, I'm going to make this. Nathan, didn't I tell you this is playing out like 2016, Hillary and Trump all over again? He's looking at dirty ways of making this election close. And if it's close, this rat will sneak right back into the White House. And if that happens, if you think things are bad on the streets now, these kids do not want to see another 4 years of this rat that sits in the White House. They don't want to see another 4 years of the Republicans, the Supreme Court, and some of those Democrats that go along with this plan. It's all about getting paid, people. That's all they want to do is get paid. So they jump in their cars in the middle of the night, and they sneak off and leave. We, the taxpayers that pay their salaries every year, and guess what? When they get their salary increases, they do it in the middle of the night when me and you are sleeping. The snakes that they are. Then you wonder why I don't go along with this plan. And there's a lot of Americans besides John from Florida that's not happy with this garbage too. And they can't pass a bill to make sure people can keep their lights on.
No, they couldn't agree. They couldn't agree.
And what that rat in the White House should have done is shut this country down. That's what he should have done. But he didn't want to do that because he had a plan.
Shut it down how? Oh, you're talking about with the coronavirus?
Yes, he should have kept it down until you got it under control. But he had a plan, and his plan is to get reelected. See, when the Democrats are sleeping at the wheel, the Republicans are figuring out ways of being dirty. Drop, I know you're listening. Yes, I said it. These guys are dirty, and it doesn't matter who you vote for. I don't care. Republicans, Democrat, they're all dirty. They're in there. They're supposed to be working for what? The will of the people? That's a joke. They work for their pocketbooks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know some of those politicians that want to go in there, change this thing, fix it. They probably want to work for the best interest of the people. But when they get in there and see how big that elephant is, when they get in there and see how corrupt this system is, they say, enough of this. Why should I beat my head up against the wall? Nobody's listening to me. I appoint these bills. I write these bills. I put it in front of Congress. And they tell me to shut up and sit down and go away. I like Miss Cortez out of New York. She doesn't hold her tongue. I like it when these young people that see this thing is wrong. And they're not playing the game of Nancy, that she's on her way out to Speaker of the House. Change has to happen. And the only way for change to happen, I know you're going to tell me, you got to vote. Yeah, you can vote from here to sundown. But the system is a mess. And the only way to fix the system is to kick all of these people out and start this mess all over again. That's the only way to fix, not to recycle these rats over and over and over again, and they sell you down the drain. You think this virus wasn't planted? It was planted for a reason.
Well, you say you like AOC, right, John? Let me jump in here, and I appreciate the call. You like one question before I let you roll. You say you like AOC, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I like AOC.
How did she get in office?
She got in office because the people in her district, there in New York, in Harlem, the people in her district was tired of the same old, same old.
They did what, John? It starts with a V. They did what?
The people in her district didn't like the number 4 guy in the Democratic Party there in New York.
So they did what? They did. It starts with a V. It's a verb. They did what, John? They voted her in. Thank you for the call. I appreciate you, brother. I understand what you got to say, but that's an action word. I hear what you're saying, but from time to time, you might get an upcoming, candidate that might surprise you and might offer something new. And so you should vote for that person. It's very, very simple. Voting is not a panacea. The panacea is the power of the people and what you do in your home and what you do with your own personal resources every single day. The elections are a part of the process, nothing more. If you're looking for politicians to save you and save the day, you're already losing, period. But I hear what you're saying. Apparently, the Republicans are claiming that an added $600 a week to unemployment benefits, which expired on July 31st, was doing more harm than good. So think about this. You got these big money Republicans, millionaires, many of them born with a silver spoon in their mouth, have never had to worry about bills a day in their life. And they have the nerve to stand in front of the cameras and say that $600 a week is going to hurt the economy. And it's because they want you to be a worker bee. They want you to get back out there and go to work for their donors. They want to go to work. Don't build anything new. Go back to work for somebody else. Absolutely ridiculous. We'll see what happens. They're going to be out of session, looks like until Labor Day. And the Democrats and Republicans are at odds on the payouts. From what I understand, I mean, it seems really ridiculous what the Republican Party is doing right now. Again, these big money millionaires, multimillionaires. It takes millions of dollars to run these campaigns. It takes millions and billions of dollars, and they want to squabble over $200, $300, $600, $1,000 a week. Absolutely ridiculous. Meanwhile, these big corporations that are generating hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars every single year, they got paid out. Oh, we got to protect them because that's the donor class, right? We want to protect our donors first. It's absolutely upside down. It makes no sense whatsoever. Let me go into read your Facebook comments this morning. Thank you, John. I appreciate you. I just can't take it. I have no tolerance for it. It's the same old with this dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. We know what he's going to do. He's going to write in Zorro. He's going to write in Urkel. He's going to write in something dumb and disqualify his ballot in November. He's done it before. He's going to do it again. It is what it is. Brenda writes, good morning. Adele writes, good morning. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you, Tiffany. Got to connect. Leslie writes, good morning, beautiful people. Good to see you. Kendall's on YouTube writes, good morning. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shop. Good morning to you. Dale writes, there should be no divide. David writes, grand risings, Nate and the Choppers with many S's. Renee's in the house. She writes, good morning. Hey, good morning to you, Renee. David writes, say that again, Nate. I would if I knew what it was, but I'm a little bit late on these comments. That's about an hour ago, but I want to get it in. Dale writes, same people questioning her blackness be quoting Brother Minister Farrakhan. Is he black enough? I mean, like I said, the real question is whether we should even be defining ourselves as black, or does that play into the pigmentocracy set up by white supremacy? Because I've heard those arguments. They're very compelling. Black is not a geography. It is not a history. It's not a continent. It's not a kingdom. It's some white supremacy stuff that we internalized and decided that we was going to make it into what we want to make it. That's the truth. So if Kamala ain't black, nobody's black. There is no black. And if she is, then we all are. Do you agree or disagree? To me, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Brian writes, good morning, Nate. Let's do something to get our young people registered out to vote. Have a great weekend. That's an excellent idea. Excellent idea. I'm with you on that one. Anthony writes, contributes to McDonald's belly. I saw that Chad Ochocinco said that every day he ate McDonald's while he was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. No wonder he never broke through. No wonder he's not a Hall of Famer. You got to have, any athlete knows you got to have the proper fuel. Nothing against McDonald's, but let's just call it what it is. It's fast food. McDonald's today is not the same as it was back in the 80s. It ain't the same. And if you think it is, you're either too young to know or too ignorant to know. All food is not the same, folks. It's not the same. Shauna writes, yes, awesome family. Shop black owned. Absolutely. Jocelyn writes, that's awesome. Absolutely. Renee writes, good morning, everyone. I see you, Nathan, with the fresh cut. Oh, yeah, I was getting scraggly. Had to take care of that. Shauna writes, Chanel Haynes Bryant's can't wait for the grocery store to open. That'll be great. I'm all about it. I love it. Anthony writes, Avondale Council needs to have farmer markets come and set maybe once or twice a month. They don't do that already? That seems like a really good idea. And shout to Urban Farm Sisters. We need more black farmers. Pamela writes, mindset. Renee writes, congrats to Sandra Jones Mitchell on the win during your term. Yeah, I know Sandra. I spoke with her. She cares very deeply about Avondale, very deeply. She cares very deeply about Avondale. And she has her mind on the long game in terms of what's good for Avondale. And she is doing her best. She needs help. Kiki's in the house. She writes, peace, love, and light, family. Brian writes, plainclothes officers don't wear body cams. Well, maybe they should. Maybe they should. Maybe they should wear some kind of recording device. Don't tell me plainclothes officers can't wear body cams. I don't believe that. The tiny camera technology is on a whole nother level, man. Man, you can put a camera. I could put cameras in these keys. I could put a camera on this comb if I wanted to. Don't tell me that plainclothes officers can't wear cameras. I don't believe it. I've seen the movies. You know what I'm saying? Donnie Brasco was wearing a wire. He was undercover. So if you can wear a wire when you undercover, you can wear a wire when you plain clothes. Stop the nonsense. I'm not getting on you, whoever said that. Brian, I'm not getting on you. I'm just saying in general, let's rethink law enforcement. Let's stop doing the same old stuff. Maybe plainclothes officers should you have body cam. They can fit a body cam so that it's on the low and nobody knows. Don't tell me that they can't, because they can. It might be inconvenient, but it'd be more convenient and responsible for the public, and we pay for all that ish anyway. You know, I saw the body cam footage, just like, where's the Keystone Cop moment? I want to see when an officer did something dumb and shot the man. I want to be able to understand and process that. All I saw was the aftermath when everybody was trying to help him. And that's cool and all. Of course, that helps to create the narrative about the police. And I'm sure that the police and those that are super pro law enforcement, even when police do wrong stuff, I'm pro law enforcement until you do something wrong. And then I got a problem with that individual. Simple as that. Come on, stop the Keystone Cop moment. They need to go to anti-Keystone Cop training. Stop slipping on banana peels and walking in the doors and reloading or loading the wrong ammunition and shooting people in the back when you didn't mean to. Come on, yo. Man, if you did some stuff like that in another walk of life that endangers somebody's life, you would be fired immediately. Let one of these metro drivers do something dumb on the job that injures or threatens the life of the passengers. They might lose their job. But only in law enforcement can you mistakenly almost kill somebody. And it's kind of like, well, we'll let you know. This is ridiculous. Mimi writes, off topic, are you losing weight? I am. My plan was to come out of COVID-19 with the COVID minus 19. I think I'm past that. I haven't weighed myself. I'm just doing what I do every day. The wifey keeps telling me she can see it, and people tell me they can see it. That's great. I haven't weighed myself, though. Michael writes, that would make them have to be accountable. Right. Brian writes, you can't do that because they have to edit out personal information such as social security numbers, etc. You can do it. They can edit it out. You can do it, Brian. Don't let them tell you what can't be done. I mean, we splitting atoms out here. You got scientists working on, time travel, literally. We can put submarines at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. We're cloning sheep. You know what I'm saying? We can do it. It can be done. We choose not to do it and look at the barriers like costs and other things because it fits what people really want to do. But it can be done. It can be done. Now, law enforcement and the FOP might not like it. It doesn't mean it can't be and shouldn't be done. It can be done. We can't. There's nothing that the human spirit can do. We can do all kinds of things. Like literally, there are scientists working on time travel right now. Literally. But we can't find a way to put the body cam on the internet so they can be accessible to the public. I don't believe it. We just don't want to do it. That's what the real deal is. We just don't want to do it. I don't believe that one bit. I'm sorry. Dale writes, I think that cam should be on all times except bathroom and be controlled remotely by police observers. Now, that would be super dope if we had the resources where every officer with a cam was being live monitored by a cam operator or something, right? Like I said, we have drone technology where people can sit in bases in the United States and deliver armaments and arms and bombs 2,000, 3,000 miles away, right? They can drop these payloads within 5, 10, 15 feet of the target, but we can't find a way to put the body cam on the internet. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Not one bit. Anthony writes, I'm not defense CPD, Nate. I've experienced incidents in the service where guys have died due to negligent charges. We train 24/7. Like you said, sometimes things happen. Yeah, I wasn't saying you did. Not at all. Kiki writes, they want us to conform. We are tired of the European way of life. Well, she's speaking of this new study. And this comes out, man, I see one of these things like at least once or twice a year. But the latest study on what it means to be black, because black people are the most analyzed people in this country, we need to be analyzing the pitfalls and in particular, the privileges of whiteness. But we want to go over and over blackness. Again, we should be analyzing both of them, but it is what it is. The most analyzed and scrutinized people on the planet, that's African Americans. But according to researchers from Duke University's Fuqua, I like that, Fuqua School of Business. That reminds me of Antoine Fuqua. Remember that? He's a director who most recently made the news because he was having an extramarital affair with a yummy. Remember that? I wasn't too mad at him. But what they found is that black women who rock natural hairstyles such as curly afros, twists, and braids are less likely to land job interviews compared to black and white women when they have straight hair. The participants in the study view natural black hair as less professional. Now, how is natural black hair less professional than natural white hair? To use these very general terms, right? Just so we know what we're talking about. So it's more professional for a black woman to put on a wig than for her to rock her own natural hair? Who are these people? Who are these people? That don't even make any sense when you say it that way. It don't make no sense. So black females got to put on a wig to assimilate, to make it seem like their hair is more like their white female counterparts. Natural hair. In order to be looked upon as professional in the minds of some people. These are the people that are a part of the problem. I bet these people are the same anti-mask folks. These are some of these covert and secret Trump supporters and probably some Democrats and so-called liberals too. It's ridiculous to me. I find it hard to even believe. I find it hard to even believe that people like that exist in these days and times. So I'm going to choose talent based upon their hair, like natural hair. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be your natural African-American, Afro, kinky, whatever, wonderfully African-American self. You got to fake the funk and put on a wig to be accepted. I would say that if you have to do that to get the job, then you probably don't want the job anyway. Like if that's the kind of environment that you got to assimilate to get into, then you're going to be asked to assimilate once you get on a job and to compromise in ways that'll probably force you to leave that job, right, far earlier than you thought you would be anyway. That's just me. What do you think? 513-873-7134. And to black females, how do you feel about it? I mean, I'm taking strong opinions on a Friday. How do you feel about it? Have you felt like you have to assimilate? Have you ever gone through a job interview and you had your natural hair all looked up like a crown? I love the natural hairstyles, right? And you felt like the people, you know, who were making a decision was looking at you like, I liked you better before you walked in here, you know, stuff like that. You tell me. Kim K had the nerve to have braids in her hair. It was on IG. I'm so sick of the ish. They want our men, our style, to be us without being us, right? Everything but the burden. That's an excellent book. You should check it out. Kiki writes, yup, they look at me like she is highly educated and married with locks. They hate that ish. Crystal's in the house. She writes, good morning. Brian writes, I'm in the building. Hashtag 1,000 YouTubers. Thank you so much, B. I appreciate it, man. All right, let me give you a heads up here because we have an opportunity coming up on September the 5th. September the 5th, family. We have a date with the good folks over at Ride or Die. I want to remind you, there's several people who have already told me that they're interested, but I want to make sure that I catch everybody and you know about the opportunity. So I'm a big believer in that all the laws apply to us as in non-white folks the way they apply to white folks. I'm a big believer of that. You know what I'm saying? You have every right to legally arm yourself in these United States. You have every right to do that. And to that end, I've teamed up with the Ride or Die folks for their gun training. And this is a tactical gun training. This is for people that already have their CCW. This is for people that have already been going to the gun range. This is for people that want to prepare for emergent situations. And we're planning on going, it's going to be an outdoor gun range. Again, it's September the 5th. The time frame is from 8 a.m. to 12 noon on September the 5th. That's the first Saturday in September, coming up in less than a month. The price for it will be $100 for the training, which is a reduced price from what they normally charge for that particular service. If you're interested, please let me know. Hit me up with a DM and I will be in contact with you. Oh, you can hear me. You can hear me. And I'll be in contact with you and I'll get the information to you. What they are asking is a couple things. Is number one, there's a premium right now when it comes to getting your hands on ammunition. So the good folks at Ride or Die are going to do their best to procure ammunition that we can purchase from them the day of. But they're also asking you as much as possible to bring your own ammunition. They're asking for you to bring at least 200 rounds of ammunition. Now, this might be a barrier for some. We'll see. Hopefully not. Okay. Again, the cost is $200, but we'll need $20 to hold your spot. You can PayPal me or Cash App me. My Cash App is Nathan Ivey Show. And your $20 will confirm your spot. Simple as that. People are asking for the location. It's 6964 Township Line Road in Waynesville, Ohio. That's a little bit out depending on where you are. Waynesville, Ohio. Again, 6964 Township Line Road, Waynesville, Ohio. I'll say it again so you can write it down and put it in your Waze app or your Google app or whatever. 6964 Township Line Road, Waynesville, Ohio. And September the 5th, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. So 4 hours we'll be out there. All right. If you're interested, let me know. And I know a few people have already hit me up. All right. So if we don't they've got a number in mind for our group. If not, then they're going to offer some other people to come in just to make sure it's worth their time as well. Okay. So if you're interested, please let me know. You don't wait. The police are not going to save you. The police are not going to save you. Black Panther is not going to save you and your family if somebody tries to come at you. You need to be prepared for these situations. All right. Be prepared, family. So if you're interested, let me know, and we will, of course, add you to the list. That's coming up before you know, it'll be September. Before you know, it'll be September. So I want to make sure everybody knows. Kenny writes, she's black, speaking of Kamala Harris. Brian writes, agreed, she's black. By every measure that we use, black, Kamala's black, right? Do you agree or disagree with this statement? If Kamala Harris ain't or is not black, then no one's black. Then I'm not black. Agree or disagree? I want to get your thoughts on it. And I'm going to reach out to some people who are far more intelligent than I am on this particular topic to hopefully come on the show and break down their view on black. Because, again, we use that term, right? But it's a part of the pigmentocracy of white supremacy. We use that in a reaction to white supremacy. But does that accurately define who we are? Nobody else does that. Only us. Black is not a history. Black is not a continent. It is not a geography. That's how other races are defined. Why not us? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, okay. We got Brother Forte calling in. Oh, yeah. This would be great. Let's talk to Brother Forte. Hey, Brother Forte, good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. Chop, chop.
Hey, good morning, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you now.
Okay, great,
I was
great.
cutting off my Facebook so we wouldn't have interference.
Hey, good morning, brother. What's going on?
Dealing with Senator Harris, I'm just going to give you the old Southern stroke on this. If you got one drop of black blood, you're black. They set that standard back pre-slavery, during slavery, after slavery. And we're going to live with that standard. They set that standard, the people who run this country, who ran the southern states. So, you know, the fact that this woman is blessed to be mixed with beautiful culture, based on their standards, she's still black. So, you know, it is what it is. And number 45 needs to go. And prayerfully, young, old, everybody will understand that. And if you are deplorable, then you got a right to be a deplorable. But I'm understanding that statement more every month that guy's in there. Every month that his supporters is running around, circles around people, looking you in the face, telling you that lie wasn't a lie. It lets me know the mindset that we had basically put to bed, you know, during the Obama administration. Some ish need to stay in the closet. If you got that bigoted spirit, you've been raised for generations to think you're superior. You didn't use this great system here to oppress minorities, but you don't understand it. You know, me as a former black cop, I would see things that my Caucasian counterparts just couldn't understand it. I mean, what's the problem? We're just doing our job. Well, we was doing our job when we pulled the people out in Aurora, Colorado and put little kids on the ground at gunpoint. If that had been Becky with the blue eyes and blonde hair, the same circumstances, they wouldn't have been on the ground. They would have simply got him out the vehicle, put your hands where we can see him. We're looking for a stolen vehicle. They would have treated them humane. So guess what? We don't always get the humane treatment. So what we need to do as minorities, especially black people in this country, is we need to demand our rights. We need to get the right protection. We need to hire the Crumps of the world. I told you. Crumps of the world, Sharpers of the world is what we need. Somebody who's loud, vocal, and unapologetic. That's what we need when we fight these battles. And anybody who don't understand that, then obviously, like I said, the choppers are beautiful. We all got our own mindsets. We all think a certain way. Some things we agree, some things we don't. You know, so I just wanted to get that off my chest, brother. I've been busy. I've been able to call, although I've been catching the show even live on the rebroadcast.
I appreciate you. Real quick, man, where are you in procuring ammunition for us? Have you been successful?
Right now, I want to say this to all of the choppers who have a CCW. You can bring whatever caliber you want. I mean, you could bring a 22, a 32, a 38, a 9, a 40. Whatever caliber you bring. If you got multiple guns or you want to practice with 2 pistols, 3 pistols, bring them. Me and Joe is moving heaven and earth to get rounds. We both back ordered right now. And believe me, we're paying a premium if they come in. In the meantime, I would simply say, you know, everybody don't have a 22 semi-automatic pistol or a 22 revolver. But most of the ranges in the country, the CCW instructors, They holding their nose and they teaching people with 22s. And you know what I mean when I say that, because you know how bad you and I talk to or a rabbit or a pigeon. That's a great, some very sensitive places, and we won't talk about that over the air. I mean, I would use one in self-defense, but I understand the limitations of it. So when I use it, I'm going to hit you in some places that I hope you already got your children. That's why I'm going to shoot you with deuce. But in the meantime, we are looking forward to it. And any choppers who want to come, I'm encouraging you to come. I'm so excited. You can use my 22s and, stuff like that. But you need to show up with a gun and a holster. Joe and I invested in some 22s because we've seen the way the industry was going in the last 3 or 4 months with the unfortunate COVID situation. And we have to take into consideration that the manufacturers who produce ammunition were shut down for 8, 9, 10 weeks also. So between the backlog and, of course, the government having priority over all ammunition, it trickles down to the consumer. Right now, I'm going to the gun show in the morning when the doors open, and I'm confident I'll be to buy some rounds in there that's going to be high. The reason I need a body count is I don't want to go buy 2,000 rounds and spend $800 for them and we get 3 people show up. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'll spend the money. I just need to know we got people coming.
Right.
Okay?
All right.
I'll go out there and I'll spend the money. And remember, I don't have to exaggerate. We were buying 1,000 rounds for $200. And now 1,000 rounds is $400 to $600.
Wow.
That's the ASS whooping that we taking as consumers.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's
All
affecting the industry, brother.
All right. I'm going to give you an update by Monday, man, and where we are with the numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
And good looking out, man, and good hearing the choppers, man. And like I always say, everybody, stay safe, stay woke.
Appreciate it. It's Forte right there. Appreciate it. So if you're interested, please let us know. Okay. Let me know. I want to give him a number by Monday as to where we are. So as you can hear right there, so the brothers, don't go over there and overspend for us, and they can have an accurate count so they can do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it. I believe in it. And, once we get past this COVID-19 thing, and you got COVID-19 that's scaring the hell out of people. You got the racial reawareness, right? And the manifestation of it, of people in the streets asking for rights and reforms, right? And that's scaring the hell out of folks. You got black folks out there who I'm reading more and more are doing what we're doing all around the country. They getting a CCW, they doing tactical training, they join these black militias, these black gun groups, because enough is enough. I wasn't born into this world to be a victim because you don't like me because of my skin color. No, bro. We ain't got no time for that. Listen, let me slide into the second break of the show, and we'll come right back, and I'll take your phone calls and read more of your messages. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, live, local, and vocal. This is the last honest place in Cincinnati media. We'll be right back.
The Nathan Ivey Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent.
The Bloomberg Black Business Report. I'm Donna Wilson. Business barriers exist for black women. If women have it hard in corporate America, black women have it the hardest, and it will be even more difficult for them to overcome systemic barriers to advancement in a pandemic, so says Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg. A report by her nonprofit organization Lean In finds black women are much less likely to be promoted to senior leadership roles and have fewer interaction with senior managers than their white counterparts. She adds, in a world dealing with the spread of COVID-19, where much of the work is remote, there's even a greater chance that black women won't have access to informal interaction that's critical to climbing the corporate ladder. The Lean In report finds 60% of black women have never had informal interactions with senior leaders at their companies. That's your Bloomberg Black Business Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
This is Zoe Wesson. What side of history do you want to be on? The right side, or one where black people continue to be underrepresented in Hamilton County? Now's your chance to end 230 years of exclusion. In Charlie Winburn, we have a man that's received the Cincinnati NAACP President's Award, who fought on the Ohio Civil Rights Commission for 6 years, who received the Baptist Ministers Conference Community Service Award. Charlie Winburn has received the Southern Christian Leadership Conference Award and was honored by WDBZ The Buzz as Pastor of the Month. We know Charlie Winburn, and he knows us. He's the right man to put us on the right side of history. On Tuesday, November 3rd, vote for Charlie Winburn for Hamilton County Treasurer.
I am Charlie Winburn, and I'm asking you for your vote on Tuesday, November the 3rd, paid for by friends of Charlie Winburn.
Are you interested in medical coding, but not sure where to start? And scared of wasting time and resources? Let me help you with the right steps to become a certified, marketable medical coder. Learn more at bit.ly/5stepscoder.
US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, "That's rad." It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, "Totally," just shorter. As in, "I totes love going to the mall with Becca." Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, "Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case."
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now, let's get back to the flow.
Very quick break. Come back, people. Good morning. Let's get back into it as we end the show. Last 15 minutes. Want to give you a heads up. The Is It Just Me podcast with Donnie B goes live today at 12:30 p.m. Donnie will be talking about Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, his big decision. What's the implications? There's all this talk about Kamala Harris being chosen as the VP and how black women are responding to it. Well, she's a black woman and she's got a strong opinion. You can check it out today at 12:30 p.m. Plus, she's got a strong opinion about Cardi B and the WAP video. Have you seen it? I talked about it earlier. Everyone's been talking about it. It's 12:30 today. Also, the Dope Chicks Collective coming back on Sunday. This Sunday, the Dope Chicks Collective podcast and live stream. You can find it on Facebook. They have a page up, the Dope Chick Collective Sundays page on Facebook, and also on Sin Digital Media. Good morning to you. Dope black women doing dope-ish. Getting very introspective. It's real conversations. That's this Sunday at 1 p.m. Don't miss the live stream. Everything's about live streaming. And also the NAACP is set up a series of forums where you can interact with the candidates. And I'll be playing a role as your moderator in some of them and streaming them as well. So get ready for that. I'll give you more details as the details come in. So you have as much information as possible so you can make the most informed decision about these people that say they want to lead. Real simple. Now let's take it from the top. Say it with me. If Kamala Harris ain't black, then no one's black. The CPD needs to figure out what the hell they doing. What's up with these banana peel moments where you accidentally almost killing citizens? Okay. Avondale's get a new grocery store, but I'm here to tell you that not all food is the same. I love the idea. If you want to understand it's going to be black run and owned, I'm here for that. I loves it. But I'm just telling you, not all food is the same. There's a difference between ish food and quality food. There's a difference. Not all lunch meat is the same. Not all chicken breasts are the same. Not all the pasta is the same. You know what I'm saying? Not all eggs are the same. It's not the same. There's a difference. You go over to some of these, boutique grocery stores. Man, they got all kind of options online now where you can have I just came across something called Thrive Market. You might be hip to it. Man, it's pricey. You got to pay for it. You can get the best quality meat, the best quality everything sent straight to your house. If you can afford it. If you can't afford it. But let's go back to the phones and say good morning and welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Miss Love Van Black. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning to you.
Yes. Good morning. That's good. You're doing great. I was calling in because you hitting on some great topics this morning and moving me to call in. First of all, I'm thinking about what they keep saying about Kamala Harris. Okay, about her not being black. To me, that's nothing but a distraction. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's all about her mindset. What is her mindset? Not about is she black enough or is this and that. Because if you look at Candace Owens, she look like she all the way black and her mindset is not black. So it's all about the mindset of an individual. We focus when we work in schools and stuff on the child's mindset, and that can make a difference on how well that person learn or anything. So we need to start paying attention to the mindset and not so much paying attention to what their outside race is or what their culture is and all that stuff, because I know too many black people that I won't want them to represent me if they were the last people on earth, because their mindset don't to looking out for individuals other than themselves. So we got to start looking at the mindset, because we got black people who are class privileged, who don't understand the mindset or don't understand the struggles of someone who was not born with money or in poverty or something like that. So we got to start looking at that. And speaking on when you was talking about the grocery store, I'm sorry, I need to read this point. But speaking on how you talk about the grocery stores, we do got to pay attention to, what kind of grocery store they put in there. Because I use Kroger's as an example. When I'm over in Madeira and going to that grocery store, their meat is not the same as when I'm down in Hartwell. It's been times that even with their sales, quality of their meat, and I go in there and I see their high quality meat on sale, and then I call somebody like, hey, where you at? Oh, go over to the one in Cincinnati and see if you get the same price. Don't be the same price, don't be the same quality. So we do need to pay attention to that, because they can even put a Whole Foods, but if they don't have the Whole Foods with the quality that we need of the meat, it's irrelevant as well. So we have to pay attention to the quality and stuff like that, because they have a tendency of playing the areas that they don't consider a highly classified area of being privileged. They give us the leftovers or the things that's about to go bad anyway. So, we had some wonderful topics this morning, and just keep up the good work, mate. That's all. I just had to really speak on that mindset. We need to start paying attention to the mindset of people and not so much the culture or the background. Because I know some white people who will go hard for us because they mindset and they understand their white privilege and they understand the struggle that their people have caused us. So,
all facts. Thank you for the call. Facts on facts on facts. There's some non-black people out there that's down for the cause. They understand their privilege. They are not on that white supremacy stuff, and they willing to die for it. There's white people that have died for the cause. I'm just saying. We don't focus on it, and I understand why, but I'm just saying, though, there are some folks like that. There are non-black folks that know what's going on. They're concerned about it. They care about it. And they really put their money and their actions where their mouth is. Similarly, you got your Candace Owens out here. And Candace Owens is nothing more than a grifter. She's a con artist. We all know that. She's a con artist who realized that being a unicorn for Trump is far more profitable than being just another black voice, right, that's criticizing Trump. Because that's what she started out on YouTube. She started out on YouTube with a YouTube channel and a blog criticizing Trump. And she was like, wait a minute. Why am I doing this? Oh, I'm in it to be big. And she realized that being a black female that's super hard for Trump puts her, in a unique spotlight. Because there ain't a whole lot of them. You can count on one hand the amount of very loud and proud about it, seemingly, black folks that's out there, you know, stumping for Trump. I mean, I can only think of 3 black females, Diamond and Silk, or Rhinestone and Burlap, however you want to look at them, and Candace Owens. That's why they do it, because they become unicorns and they can sell it. Ever since she went pro-Trump, Candace Owens been living good. She on TV, she's relevant, she got all kind of jobs, she got married. The whole world opened up. So Candace Owens is nothing but a con artist. And you can tell because she a one-trick pony. The Democrat plantation, the Democrat plantation, the Democrats, the only thing she says. The Democrat plantation. When you see me looking over, I'm looking at comments. I'm not, my screen is over here. I can see myself, but I'm looking at the comments just so you know. Like, Nate's always looking over. I want to maintain eye contact with you the best I can, but I'm also reading comments and figuring out where I'm going next. So that's all it is. Candace Owens is a grifter. She's a con artist. She's an opportunist, and she's taking full advantage of it. She found her a boo. She got her pro-Trump boo. You know what I'm saying? You know, she popping up on all kind of shows and conventions. She would never have been on that Revoke convention if she was just another black voice out there criticizing Trump. So it depends on what you in it for. If you in it to build your platform and get more visibility, it worked. It worked for her. Crystal writes, condolences to Glenn. Absolutely. Lisa writes, bunny break. She's on YouTube. Good morning to you. Hey, Mary, how you doing? She writes, good morning. A baby bunny rabbit. Yes, he was. We'll talk about it later. You know, that's the great part about kids, is because the smallest things bring them so much fascination. It's infectious. You know, put a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? A baby bunny rabbit. Oh, man. David writes, you are blessed. I know it. That's why I got a smile on my face every single day. I know it. I already know it. Alicia writes, good job, Cincinnati Bell. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Props to CPS and Cincinnati Bell for that partnership. But again, the question opened up that if you have, let's say you have 4 children that attend a Cincinnati public school, all right? And they're all of school age, which is redundant because, like I just said, let's say you have 4 children who attend Cincinnati Public School, various grades and ages, right? The expectation coming forward is that for the first 5 weeks, all of them are going to be doing digital learning. So CPS teamed up with Cincinnati Bell to provide that free. And I nothing but props for that, right? But the question remains, like, if you got 3 or more children, is that one internet, Wi-Fi, I'm not sure what it is, maybe it's a combination of both, signal, going to have enough bandwidth to allow all of the children in that home to take advantage of the same stream and to be able to stream what they all need independently without any breakdowns, hiccups, disconnections, and things like that? If you only got 1 child, cool. You know, 1 stream, 1 signal should be enough. If you got 2 children, maybe 3 or more. I mean, listen, I got an internet Wi-Fi signal. And when everybody's in the house, myself, my wife, my son, my daughter are all streaming Netflix at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It can slow it down. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where we have to make decisions like, if mommy's doing a stream for work, everybody else is off, things like that. And we paying for it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paying for like the gamer quality, you know what I'm saying? Which gives you not the maximum, but it gives you a lot of bandwidth so you can do a lot of things. You can stream video and audio and play video games all at the same time. My only question is this partnership going to allow for multiple hookups? So if you got 3 or more kids, you can have 3 or more hookups so every kid has their own stream? Or is it just going to be one for the whole house? And if so, is it going to be strong enough so that all of the children in that house can stream the learning process, the learning materials properly? It's just a question. I don't know. Maybe you got the right answer. Something to think about. Jasmine writes, also, what about kids who live in more than one household? So between households. Good question, Jasmine. And good morning to you. Kush is in the house. He writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers with a Z. Kiki writes, it depends on how much megabits they have. Right. It does. Roger writes, the Wi-Fi hub works for the whole household. All the students receive a device. I'm not sure of the speed. So I know that, Roger. And again, props to CPS. This is what I think a school system should be doing. They're providing the devices. And for those that need it, they're providing, free access for a short time period for those children. Props to them. But that's just the beginning of the conversation for folks who understand how that works. That's great. But does that mean that they're going to have enough bandwidth so that if you have 3 or 4 or more children in one household, that everybody's been able to stream what they need at the same time? Like if they're doing it at different times, that's one thing. But just imagine having 4 people, 4 students in one household, all streaming at the same time. Is that going to be enough? I'm sure they thought about this because it's an obvious question. I'm sure they worked it out. But again, I don't know the answer to it. Kiki writes, it depends. Yeah, I think I read that already. Alicia writes, replying to Jasmine, good question. It was a good question. Lisa writes, how are they on simultaneously unless they have a PC for each child? Is CPS providing computers? They are providing devices. They are. Depending on the grades, depends on the type of device you get. But props to them. They did deal with that. Terrence writes, good morning, Nate and Chopper. Stay safe, stay woke. We talked to Brother Forte earlier. Roger writes, Daryl, I'm sure it boils down to the bandwidth and speed. They negotiated 5G for over 30,000 kids, comes with an astronomical price tag. Yeah, props to Cincinnati Bell because it does in terms of what they would charge for that. And I don't know if they're just like donating that or if, somehow they're doing it at a reduced price, but whatever the case is, they made it happen, Captain. And I'm happy for all the children out there. Like I said, my children are in a different position. They're going to have what they need. We got that. Okay. But I recognize my privilege. All the children, all the black and brown children don't have it the way they have it in the Ivy household. You know what I'm saying? My children are going to be straight. You know what I'm saying? One way or another. Okay. But what about everybody else? That's what my concern is. Letty writes, good morning, Nathan Ivey and the Choppers. Hey, good morning to you, Letty. C. Smith is in the house. She writes, I'm late, but I made it. Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, C. Smith. Good morning to you. Kareem writes, you are so right. They want to just put anything here in Avondale. Well, I don't want to say it's just anything because I don't want to poo-poo the idea before it actually gets going. I love Avondale needed it. I just wanted to add something for people to think about. Avondale needs a grocery store, but what Avondale needs and what Avondale residents need is to access to high quality food. That's what they need. You know what I'm saying? It could be a farmer's market cart. Are they doing it in Avondale already? It seems like a great idea to maybe have the farmer's market once a week or once a month or something like that. That'd be super dope. Are they already doing that? That'd be dope. How do you make that happen? Mrs. Love Being Black, we heard from her earlier. She writes, good morning, fellow beautiful people. Looking at the time, I got to make a move. David writes, Nate, I stopped eating Grippos when my junior high school teacher told me cancer-related ingredients were included. There's a lot of ingredients in food that some researchers say is connected to cancer. There's a reason why people are getting cancer. It's the pollution. It's the environmental pollution. It's the stress, and it's the food. It's the pesticides. It's the quality of the ingredients. It's what people are eating, and also maybe some genetic predispositions as well. It's individual, but the food is a part of it. It's a big part of it. Stop eating Grippos. Anthony writes, trash or not, need my ribeye steak. All I'm here to tell you, brother Anthony, if you love your ribeye steak, get you some 100% or as close to 100% grass-fed meat as possible. Get it as close as you can. You're going to pay a premium for it, but it's going to be, the nutritional profile is going to be better. And that's why we eat this food, because it's nutritional and it's going to be better for you. These animals these days is eating this GMO grain. You don't want to eat that trash. You don't eat that. He's funny, trash or not. Alicia writes, also, it costs hella more money to eat healthier, hella more money. You're going to double your bill. If you go to healthy ingredients, that's a damn shame, but it's true. You're going to double it. You really are. That's why you got to pick and choose and really kind of get a better understanding of what you're looking for. There are some spaces in the city. Like I said, you go to Whole Foods, and this is no endorsement or anything. I'm just saying, you go to Whole Foods, they got stuff on there that's 2 to 3, the same item as at Kroger or at Aldi, same thing, $2 to $3 less. So, and then, vice versa. There might be some things at Aldi and Kroger that is less expensive at Whole Foods. I mean, you just got to do the shopping for yourself. Letty writes, Aldi Ridge is very decent. Whole Foods is the best place to buy your foods and vegetables. C. Smith writes, it takes a level of confidence to rock natural hair. Even black people judge. Really? Really? What black folks is judging somebody by? I don't judge anybody. I love it. I prefer it. It says something about the woman. It says something about that woman, that she is more confident in herself and who she is. I love it. Amanda writes, it also is an implicit bias issue when it comes to judging one's hair. Facts on facts on facts. Damn, I wish I could get to all of these comments, but we after 10, family, and I gotta make a move. I wish I didn't have to, but I got a lot of things going on. I want to make sure I'm tight and I want to make sure I'm straight. Like I said, later on today at 12:30 p.m., the Is It Just Me podcast with Donnie B. Check her out. All this talk about black women, how black women think, what black women feel. Well, she's a black woman with a strong opinion, and you can hear and watch the show today at 12:30 p.m. The Is It Just Me podcast, also Send Digital Media. So I'll leave you with that, family. Have an excellent rest of your day. I wish we could go a little deeper, but I got a lot of things going on today and over the weekend. I want to make sure I'm tight for it. We'll catch up real soon. I'll be back with you bright and early on Monday morning. And I'm working on a brand new podcast. Yes, I'll tell you more about it on Monday. Yeah, very, very excited about it. I'll tell you all about it on Monday. A brand new podcast from me, for you, produced by Send Digital Media. There's a lot of things happening, but we'll talk more about that on Monday. Have an excellent weekend. Okay? Remember to take some time for yourself this weekend and unplug and recharge. And as always, remember our motto. Say it with me. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. I'm out.